Alex, thanks for having me. Good afternoon to our TUD fans. Good afternoon to our Dominicans. Please allow me to present our team's response to the visa imposition on. And nice to have you hosting again, Alex.
Yeah, no problem. Happy to host, my friend, anytime for you. What I'm going to do, I'm going to put you full screen so you can do your presentation. And when you're done, I will share again so we can have a little wrap, if you do not mind.
Yes.
All right. So let's do your full screen, and you could go ahead with your presentation.
Dominica stands almost motionless between the crucial crossroads. One road takes citizens to progress, another leads to despair. One where majority is helplessly devoted to the minority's agenda. The third road leads to self-centered political ambition led by a government whose leaders promote their will, against the people's wishes. The fourth road leads to success, which seems clear, but only visited by a few progressive people. More Dominicans want to walk towards a path of progress, but the path which promotes the government's ideals is lit with temporary glimmer, which shines dimmer for some than for others. For those whom the light flickers bright, they stay the path of the government, and for those who see the dim light, keep chasing it with hopes of seeing a brighter day. Fellow Dominicans, we should determine our path. We need to decide what road we are going to take. For too long, we have been directed upon a path which has not benefited us, a path with tremendous cost to us. This is why I am here to say that we should choose progress. Let us take the road which leads to a progressive future because we are a progressive people with a bias for success. Friends, sisters, and brothers, fellow Dominicans, we have allowed our nation's sovereignty to be waged to the highest bidder, and sometimes it has been exchanged for remittances which we do not benefit from. Friends, sisters, and brothers, fellow Dominicans, have we ever taken the time to ponder on the question, what is the cost of our sovereignty? If we haven't, we should, because there is a price that has been placed on Dominica's sovereign assets, which has seriously cheapened and undervalued what it means to be Dominican. The national passport is the main tool of Dominica's sovereignty. The passport is used to gain entry into other countries, so it is the emblem of international connectivity. Can we place a price on our sovereignty? If not, why does our government sell our nation's priceless sovereign asset in such a willy-nilly manner? As a team, TUD understands the sense in engaging other citizens in our program of economic citizenship. However, it is not just acceptable that our passports could be so recklessly and frequently placed in the hands of so many questionable characters. I won't relitigate the many instances where our passports found themselves in the hands of nefarious actors, but we simply cannot ignore the most recent episode where England has slapped visa requirements on Dominicans. Why? What is the cost of this decision on our people? Did we not see this coming? And what are we going to do about it now? England's decision to slap a visa entry on Dominicans, or the entry visa on Dominicans, is a matter of grave concern. This should really give us a cause to pause. We need to decide how far and for how long we should let this go on. We must decide whether we work collectively to restore the dignity of Dominica's sovereignty or whether we just class this episode as yet another political event of us against them. Sisters and brothers, fellow Dominicans, and friends of Dominica, I ask again, what is the value of Dominica's sovereignty? What does it really mean to be Dominica? Have we and are we now doing injustice to this majestic land of our birth? Do we appreciate the true value of birthright citizenship? Do we ponder upon, or do we even listen to the words of Dominica's national song and pledge when we recite them? If we did, we would know the real value of Dominica's sovereignty. Fellow Dominicans, our Isle of Beauty that boasts of pleasures beyond compare needs her sons and daughters to ponder on which gifts that God has given us and do something about preserving these gifts, which are indeed rich and rare. Every time we sing the national anthem and we recite our pledge, we should ponder on the value of the Dominican passport. There is something very special about our passport. In fact, there is something very special about any nation's passport. A country's passport is its people's identity placed in their hands. The Dominican passport is Dominicans' most treasured gift. We need to preserve this gift and maintain its value, but we are in worrying times. It seems as if some do not understand, or probably they do not appreciate the value and significance of the Dominican passport. We do. The chief executive of our nation delivered a national address on the matter of visa imposition on Dominica by England, as he should. But one did not get the sense by listening to this address that much, if anything will change. Well, things must and should change. In a TUD government, we will cease with immediate effect the sale of diplomatic passports and positions. Every Dominican diplomat under Team Unity government will be a bona fide Dominican citizen of good character. We will place our own in such positions of trust. And yes, we will work with friends of Dominica as well, those who possess good and honorable intentions for our land. But with all this mess, will our nation's passport come to an abrupt end if TUD is honored with the people let me take that again. But with all this mess, with our nation passport, all this mess that's going on right now, it will come to an abrupt end if TUD is honored with the people's power to serve in government. Fellow Dominicans, under TUD government, transparency will be restored to the greatly reduced CBI program, and our policy goal is to regain ownership of the program and to eventually phase it out completely. While some form of economic interest in Dominican citizenship should be maintained, additional international norms and standards will guide TUD's External Citizenship Initiative, ECI, and a regime of laws will guide its stewardship. For instance, no Dominican ECI citizenship will be able to vote if they do not permanently reside on island. We will disclose more in our party's 2027 general elections manifesto, and but I could not help but raise this here and now. Fellow Dominicans, if TUD was in office today and I was its leader, I would have traveled to England with haste to meet with British authorities, and I would pledge to the world that Dominican CBI program would be fixed, and it would be fixed immediately. It is our view that the CBI program is like a runaway train. If it is not so, then why is it encountering so many issues? It begs me to ask the question, is our government really in control of Dominican CBI program? The truth is, we the people are the ones who owns Dominican sovereignty, so we need to claim it. If the government won't act, the people should and will. We are asking the people to think about what is special about Dominica, reflect on our country's past, and envisage her future. Are we confident that Dominica has done well, is currently doing well, and will do well in the future? Is this lackadaisical attitude of trading away our sovereignty allowed to continue? Dominica does not stand alone in the world. Dominica does not stand alone in the Americas. Dominica does not stand alone in the Caribbean. Dominica does not stand alone in the OCS. Dominica does not stand alone in CARICOM. Dominica does not stand alone in the Windward of Islands. Dominica does not stand alone in the League of Nations. So why must our leaders pretend as if we are detached from the ethics which governs the League of Nations? Yes, we are sovereign, but with that comes tremendous responsibilities. Other nations are sovereign as well, and we ought to respect their sovereignty, and they must respect ours. This means, therefore, that the value of sovereignty lies in the people's respect for each other, in the way we protect our identities, how we embrace our uniqueness and celebrate our differences, how we value traditions while holding on to new ideas and culture, how we preserve what is truly Dominican. As I end, let me say that there is value and cost. Cost is the value placed on an item, but value can be infinite. So while the cost of Dominica's national sovereignty may be negotiated down to a few $1,000s, it is not the real value of our nationhood. We trade our passport at greater cost to the Dominican citizen. Every time the government sells a passport, it cheapens the Dominican citizenship. As I disclosed earlier, TUD will not sell passports. We will embark upon a mutual respected initiative, the External Citizenship Initiative, which will bring sanity to the present CBI. We believe that our government has done enough, and now it is time for a new direction for our nation and its people. Let us hope that this latest visa restriction episode sparks our interest in doing better. But based on the track records of existing parties and individuals involved in the governance of state, those who have traded and intended or promised to trade our passport, TUD's Fresh Start ECI initiative will navigate away from the past. Our program will restore value to Dominican sovereignty and pride to our nation and people. TUD stands for and with Dominica, and we ask that you stand with us. I thank you.